person stand up in front of them and attaching the wardrobe, so now it looks like one body, and the sheriff would just bend right over and back on the other person's ass and legs. And of course, the sound effects of the body breaking, just very done clean, very swift. You know, we both have had some powerful, you know, kills, but that one was just so creative. You know, there's no special effects. That's just something they put together, and it's powerful.
Yeah, listen to this bullshit. Hey, we both did both. What am I, Wood, sitting over here? We both. What did we both? I'm here too, you know. I did a lot of stunts too.
All right, went through a window.
With a bag on your head. Sorry.
We both. What are you, together?
So Steve, it's sort of a generic question, but since they were talking about some of their favorite kills, what was your favorite
hair product?
My favorite kill was wheelchair down the stairs backwards with a machete in the head.
I give it a thumbs up.
And that shit about the bag and the tree with the guy in the bag against the tree, that's bullshit stunt, that one. Underwater, who cares underwater? Down the stairs backwards with the machete, that's my favorite kill.
What was one of the most challenging stunts on the shoot for you?
Showing up. No, that actually, me personally, I didn't do that stunt. That stunt was done by a guy by the name of Tony Ferrantino, who was James Ferrantino's brother. I don't know if anybody remembers James Ferrantino, but Tony Ferrantino was a stunt guy, and that gag, we call it a gag, that was a wheelchair that they had to tie to a line on a staircase going down. We had to weight the wheelchair. We probably, it took, not me, I can't take credit for building it, but Cliff Cudney, who was the stunt coordinator, it took about a week to put that thing together, and there was no rehearsals because it was a one-shot deal. So we had about 3 or 4 cameras, and it was in the rain, and we shot. That was a very challenging, a lot of engineering went into it.
Tell them about your finger.
Kane is an excellent stunt coordinator. He can tell you that was a tough gag to do.
I don't know how you did it, really.
What do you mean, Kane? What about me? I'm over here, dirtbag.
You're shit. All you do is look good because you got a nice body. That's it.
Does
you notice all the Jasons are 8 feet tall and I'm a normal size. You notice that. And they fly and the whole thing. I don't even do that. I did real stunts. I got hurt. They cut my finger. I got 13 stitches in this finger.
Oh, boy.
That's because he's not as good a stuntman as they thought. He shouldn't have got hurt. He did it right.
13 stitches. I can't imagine that pain.
In your finger.
In one finger.
I think I had like 6 or 7 in my eye a year ago. I mean, I still got a scar. Look, you know.
They didn't even get hurt. I got hurt and everything.
Yeah,
and I'm older than them. They're kids. They don't know. Shit, they don't know.
Talented.
So Kane, in Jason Takes Manhattan, talk about being Jason in the New York atmosphere. Was it a closed set, or were people walking around? Tell a little bit.
We only shot one night in New York, and that was all the scenes in Times Square. Last year I just celebrated 40 years in stunts and acting and stuff. And it's still maintained, to this day, is the most unbelievable day of shooting I've ever had, because we're in Times Square. I'm in the full costume with the hockey mask on, out in the traffic island. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to make it sound better than it was, but there were hundreds of people on all sides. Yeah, probably was thousands, really.
Thousands. I'm from
on
New
all
York,
sides,
and I
every
can tell you
street.
there was thousands in Times Square.
And the NYPD was holding them back behind barricades because everybody wanted to watch. And I'm out there by myself, and you can imagine just standing there, and I never took the mask off, because in part 8 I could take the mask off between shots pretty easily, and I had like a cowl, like CJ had. My face was open. But I didn't want to ruin the image for all the people watching, so I never took the hockey mask off, and in between shots, you know, you just imagine you're in the costume, shooting one of the films, people know the character all over the world, you're standing out there by yourself in between shots. I just look over in one direction, they fucking start going crazy, cheering and yelling and stuff. And it
As
just
a
was
result of that, you
amazing.
went on the Arsenio Hall show, though, right?
That's right. I did. I went on Arsenio Hall in costume, and before I
Scared the
got
shit
in,
out of it.
before I got into the wardrobe and the makeup and everything, Arsenio came over and said, you know, I know that it probably sounds stupid, but please don't fuck with me because I'm scared to death of your character. So that, you know, if anybody knows my personality, that is the absolute worst thing to tell me. That you're frightened of me in the costume because, boy, you're gonna get it now. And at the end, the only thing I was able to do when he went to shake my hand is I grabbed him and pulled him towards me, and his reaction is genuine. He was terrified, jumped up and stood back. But yeah, it was pretty amazing doing that. I did the show again later after Jason Goes
Yeah,
to
he
Hell.
asked me to do it, but I said I didn't want to.
Yeah. And it wasn't as fun the second time, but
Do you know in between your first and second that I did it? Did you know that?
well,
Arsenio Hall show? He sent you a black card, he writes in it, thanks for being on the show?
yeah.
I got one. Did you know I wore a bag on my head in the scene? It was a, no, I'm serious, I swear.
Is this for real?
Well, you guys are talking story, it's true.
I've never heard this actually.
It's a true story. Did you get the card he writes in gold? Thanks
Yeah.
for being on the show. I didn't
Yeah.
think I know about the card, I got one.
Yeah, I
There
was
was a
on there too.
skit-
I got a card. I got a black card, and I would
Be quiet. Anyway, true story,
Babbling.
partner. There was a skit that they put together in the back of the green room with Jason serving the guest, and Paramount put it together, and they put me back there. They couldn't get the mask and everything. They used a bag.
Is that right?
I swear. I have
And
it
it was what year? Do you know?
after you did your first skit. So I don't know
I
about your
did
second
mine in
one.
'89.
It's a true story.
And wow.
I used a bag.
You're a lying sack
I
of shit.
swear to God, I could bring. How did what I know about the Arsenio card being in black and saying thank you
I'm
for being
doing
on the
these
show?
goddamn conventions.
Am I
for
right?
10 years, you never
Did you
told
get
that
one?
goddamn
I did,
story.
So did I. How would I
else.
know if you got one if I didn't get one? I got proof in the pudding, brother.
Full of shit. I'm telling you.
Do you
This
have
is the first time hearing that.
I still have the card.
You
Yeah.
gotta find the facts out about this stuff. And this is bullshit.
I'll research it tonight.
I hope so.
So, Kane, you talked about not removing your hockey mask because you didn't want to ruin it for people. I guess method acting, I've talked to some folks that when they're playing Jason or Michael Myers, they don't want to talk to people. They don't want to talk to the actors that they're going to eventually kill on screen. Any of you guys do that, or do you think it's kind of silly? What are your thoughts on that?
Amy Steele
We
wouldn't
know what
talk
he's
to me
gonna
for the
say.
whole shoot. The first time I talked to Amy Steele was 25 years later at the 25th anniversary. She wouldn't talk to me during the whole shoot. She thought I was a real bad, with the bag. She wouldn't talk to me. I said to Cliff, how come she won't talk to me? He said, she's method acting. I said, what are you fucking kidding me? I want to get paid Friday. What do I care? Method acting. What is this?
I didn't do it that much as Jason, but I did it as Victor Crowley. I tried to stay away from, especially in the first one, tried to stay away from the cast. And it was more for my entertainment, really, to fuck with them. So mostly, and I don't mean to be condescending, but it was mostly the females in the cast were scared to death to face me in the makeup. So I never let them see me, what I looked like in the makeup. Even though they'd seen pictures, they never saw me live in the makeup until they were on camera. And the best scene where that's evident is where I come out and grab Jolie and the belt sander to the face. She was crying, knowing I was right behind her off camera, waiting for the moment where I turn the thing on and she turns around and I sand her face off. And she was so terrified. When she turns around in the movie, she drops to her knees. And she wasn't supposed to do that. So I had to grab her hair and yank her up and ad-lib a little bit. But it was just fun for me to go off into the woods and do some screaming and shit so that they're thinking, oh my God, this guy's actually not right in the head. So now he's gonna kill me.
Did they ever see you without the mask on? Because that's horrible. I mean, take a look at that face. He didn't need a mask.
CJ, how